and welcome. My name's Sam and this is the Little Greenhouse Creates. Thank you for joining me today, and this is our first card for the stamp set Terrific Toadstools. So just throw a little stuff on the floor there. It is this wonderful stamp set. If you haven't seen it, I videoed earlier on today about how wonderful these images were, and we stamped them out. So we're going to get straight on to creating our card, and this is the card that we're going to create. I'm going to change up the colours, but this is the basic layout. So let me bring in the supplies and we shall begin. So the first thing we've got is a piece of gorgeous grape, which measures 8 inches by 5 3/4. I have a piece of pumpkin pie that measures 3 3/4 by 5 1/2. And then I have a piece of white cardstock, which is 3 1/2 by 5 1/4. And as you can see, I did it in vanilla on this one. Right, so we're going to start with our white piece. I've also got a piece of scrap so I can do some stamping. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do all the stamping and then we'll do the cutting. So I'm bringing in a image. This is from the stamp set Elements of Text. It's an online stamp, and I just wanted to get that circular detail onto my paper first. I'm going to stamp that in my pumpkin pie. Oh, do you know what? She's been quiet all day, and then all of a sudden she thinks, oh, I know, Mum's on video, best I go and do some. Right, so oops, let's bring that in and we can stamp that as roughly as central as possible. And straight down, hold it for a couple of seconds and then back up again. Perfect. So then we need to stamp ourselves some mushrooms, which we're going to punch out. Now I'm going to do the largest mushroom I'm going to do in the garden green. So I'm going to take that, stamp it up and pop that down there. Perfect. Then I'm going to bring in my gorgeous grape and I'm going to stamp my second toadstool. Both of these toadstools can be stamped out using the punch. There we go. Straight down. There we go. And then the third toadstool we will cut out freehand. So I'm going to pop that one there. And then I'm going to bring the garden green back in and I'm going to stamp the greenery. So it's like the hill bit, this bit. Oh, I've got one more other thing for you to do. There's lots of bits with this, but once you've got all the bits, it's quite easy to stick it together. Okay, there's the green hill. And then I'm going to take my largest of the stems or stalks of the toadstools. I'm going to stamp this one in pumpkin pie. Okay, pop that one there. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just cut that down there so I can stamp those out without wasting paper. So they will fit into the punch. So the largest one goes first. So let's see where we are. There we go, that one. And then we can bring the second one down to here. There we are. Now for the two smaller toadstools, I am actually going to punch the stem in cardstock. I've got, actually there's a tiny bit over here, let's use that bit. I've got early espresso, so the first one I'm going to do is pop that in. Whoops! So there's my first one. I'll explain to you why I've decided to do it this way. Oh, hey! Instead of stamping it out like I have with the others. So let's get rid of these little bits that we don't need. Alright, and just to save time, I have already cut out my stalk and my green and my other toadstool. Alright, so what I want to do is it's going to sit like this. So my biggest toadstool is going to be up here, and then I've got my two little toadstools here. Now, if I had stamped my image and punched it out, then my toadstool would have gone just like that, which is perfect. But it would have also done exactly the same the other way. And I felt that I actually wanted the toadstools to go in. So by simply turning that one round, like so, I can get my toadstools to both come in this way instead of all going out. It was just a preference for this particular card. Right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to stick dimensionals on to this piece. And I've got a few pieces that are cut up here, so let's just use the tiny bits first of all. I'm going to put a tiny bit down here and a bit here. I'm not going to go up to the top because I'm going to put this on dimensionals as well. Let's have a look. I'm going to put one there, bin that one and bring in some more. I like to make sure I use every little tiny piece and not any wastage, especially when things are so expensive these days. You know, nothing is, especially if you want to buy quality, it's not going to come cheap. All right, so let's pop that on there. Now, because this is raised, I didn't want to put a dimensional on there. I've left the gap so that the toadstool can slip in and go down like so. I'm going to take those out and we can pop that. Oops, up you go. There, lovely. And then I'm going to add my green. So I'm just wondering if I like that green or do I prefer the other one. Let's cut it out and see what we prefer. When you're cutting, normally I would say leave a little white edge. But with this, because the punch doesn't have a white edge, you can afford to cut on the actual rim of the image. And then just remember to get smooth lines to move your paper rather than your scissors. And that helps to give it a better shape. And round we go. Oops. There we go. Perfect. So now, do I prefer that? Or do I prefer that one? I'm going to go for that one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a dimension on either end. So that one's a little bit big. So we're just going to cut these ones down. Put one there. And then I'm going to put one there. And then I'm going to put one at the bottom. I was going to put it at the top, but I'm actually going to put it at the bottom. Because my I want to put it over my trunk like so. All right, so you can take these off. I mean, if you wanted to, you could put one either side of the trunk, one there and one there, and then that would help. So let's about there. Lovely. So now these can be stuck down too, so that I'm going to stick down. I'm going to, oh, I don't want it coming out the edge, so I'm going to push it back up a bit and then I know my toadstool will go to there. Right, so let's stick that head down first. We all know it works because we saw it work in the video earlier on. So let's pop you into there. Lovely. Let me take that one out, and I can just double glue. Don't want too much, just enough. Oops. There we go. That one goes there. Lovely. And she says, oh, there they are. Thinking, okay, what have I done with those? Right, so that one will go into there. And that one will fit onto there. Right, so this time round we're going to stick the stem down. All the way down, come on. We've got one more, excuse me, piece of stamping to do, and that's just the sentiment. Now obviously we could raise that one. Shall I raise it? I haven't on the last one. Hey, let's throw caution to the wind. Let's put a dimensional there. Take that off, and we can look at that. There we go. So the only thing we need to do now is to put the sentiment down the bottom here. And as I say, I've got the happy birthday, and that comes from the Simply Said. And I'm going to stamp that in the garden green. Move my scissors out of the way. So a nice quick card for a Monday. That's going to go straight down. Straight up, and then we can now start layering it onto our cardstock. So that will now get layered onto our pumpkin pie like so. Bring in my glue. There we are. Brilliant. And then that gets layered onto my gorgeous rake. So I'm just going to fold that in half. For those of you that prefer, we're scoring at the 4-inch mark. There we are. Let's stick that down like so. Straight down. So as I say, a nice quick simple card for a Monday. So there are our two versions. I will be back on Wednesday with a slightly more stepped up version, and then of course on Friday we will have our funky fold. So do join me then, when either or on both, whichever you prefer. If you would be so kind as to press the subscribe and the like, that helps me get my videos a little bit further out of reach, and means more people get to see it, and it means I can do more videos. So if you would, that would be very kind. My stills you will find on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and also on my blog. So thank you for watching today, and I look forward to catching up with you very soon. Take care, everybody. Bye.